shoot, what said did you claim it? Instant Xbox, spin the block, his legs slide. Fast talker, no riddling, moonwalker, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much make it a portrait. Gun kick back, not grannies from porches. David on the scene, you know that it's scorching. What's a man with king? No response to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game and shoot, what said did you claim?
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?
Peace and blessings, and welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, the King. And on this incredible Tuesday, we do got some free stuff. So if you are an Arc Raiders fan, well, I got some information for you. And as this stuff continues, the bloody year of 2026 continues to roll through, and in it's just its first month, it has claimed a ton of jobs. One of the most notable jobs lost is one of my beloved media personalities, influencers, community, liaison, if you will. We'll talk about that later. But if it's your first time finding the channel, man, please take my invitation to be a subscriber. We drop videos daily, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every day. And bro, I'm having a great day. It's a fantastic day, and this video goes up early for all members. If you're a member of the channel, you have the lifeblood of the stream, and I try to do my damnedest to make sure that you get what you need. But we bring information from the industry, from the biggest to the smallest. That means from Microsoft all the way to PlayStation. Bada boom. Bop. We do that here. So, yo, stick around, watch this, and I got something at the end for you. The Pisser Part 2 is coming soon. Rumors say that it will also have FSR 4 level upscaling in the PlayStation 5 Pro. Now, a lot of you guys have been underwhelmed with what the PlayStation 5 Pro has to offer. I myself feels it offers exactly what the price tag demanded and what the device said it intents and purposes was. Now, a lot of you guys thought it would cure cancer, but understanding how mid-gen refreshers go, they couldn't upscale the CPU. The only thing they can do is marginally upscale the GPU so they can have continuity within the titles from the base PlayStation 5 to the Pro. So you have a marginal upgrade, and that was pretty much just to keep the software, the hardware, in circulation with minor bumps to the software. This is where PlayStation makes their money. But with all this talk around the Pisser 2, and that's the PSSR, or whatever the hell, showing up later this year with some type of show. Now, I do believe that Xbox is going to have their show in January, which is the 22nd. I do believe that Nintendo and PlayStation will follow suit with their shows in February, talking about titles that should be and would be announced for this year. PlayStation will mix in a lot of third-party stuff to go along with their show. Nintendo will have a lot of first-party offerings. We already know Xbox first shows of the year is dictating pace with their core shows, but this year, more so than any year, Xbox is leaning heavily into destroying the competition based upon how much ammo they have. Wow, the breakout hit of last year, Arc Raiders, is attributing some of those sales, those large sales numbers in the active player base, to Xbox, and that brings joy to my heart because I always felt that Xbox themselves, players at the core, is multiplayer team oriented gamers. I believe that games that are multiplayer sells way better on Xbox compared to other platforms, except for Steam because that's the whole PC thing. But Arc Raiders is handing out a free gift on Xbox to celebrate the huge sales numbers and player numbers. They've sold something like 12 million so far, and that's quite an achievement for this massively played extraction shooter. Now, for you to get this free gift, it's a pickaxe, right? For you to get this gilded pickaxe, you have to log in today before 3 p.m. PT time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and 11 p.m. GMT and midnight CET today. January 13th will be eligible to claim the Gilded Pickaxe Raider tool. The DLC freebie will automatically straight away be available for you as soon as you did it. Hopefully you guys got this, because you know my video goes up at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you guys on the Eastern Seaboard, you're out of luck unless you know about it. For my early members, this video goes up early for you guys, so at least y'all have a jump on the 8:30 p.m. guys. But get in there. It's with sad news that I have to report for the second time that Major Nelson is laid off. I think Major Nelson was a huge contributor to bridging the gap between the audience and the giant corporation. He did the greatest unboxings, white gloves, and they say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. When I met Major Nelson in California, when we used to do FanFest, and the first FanFest was 2017, I'll never forget it. He was out there with the people. Larry's a man of the people. Went to Fordham University. He was a great dude. We talked about it. We bonded over the fact that I'm from the Bronx, and he went to Fordham, which is in the Bronx. And every time I saw Larry had kind words, and he actually did Iron Lord's podcast with us. Larry is a pure gentleman. And when he left Xbox, it's crazy. When he left Xbox, unceremoniously, in my opinion, it was kind of a void there. It's still a void there. I think they do have a disconnect when it comes to media relations and consumers. And then we heard about him moving on to Unity, and he has a couple other endeavors that he's doing. And we spoke to him after he had moved over to Unity, because sometimes Microsoft's PR can be a little bit nightmarish as far as allowing and granting interviews. Well, when he was over at Unity, Larry, man, stay classy. So, Larry revealed in early 2024 he was joining the community team in Unity, specifically as the director of community and advocacy. Unfortunately, Larry Herb has taken to social media today, announcing that he has laid off from Unity, highlighting that he was proud of the goals my team and I accomplished in 18 months, but also excited for the next chapter. And I'm looking forward to his next announcement. Larry Herb, hell of a guy.
I am the director of programming for Xbox Live, and a lot of people in the computing space think that means that I'm programming, doing coding, but that's not what I do. I actually do a lot more along the lines of coming up with ideas and concepts. So I'm part marketing, part PR, part product development, part product management. My main goal is to connect with the users and sit here in the product group. I sit within the product group and run up and down the halls here when stuff is broken and let people know that, hey, our users are really upset about this, or they're really happy about this. So I'm kind of the shim between the product group and the users.
Now, you're a famous online personality.
Yeah, that's what they tell me. Online, I'm known as Major Nelson, and I'm in the communities and on the Xbox forums at forums.xbox.com. You can see I've got my friends list full. We'll look at that right here. And I've got 100 people on my friends list, which is the limit. And I guess I am quite a celebrity within the Xbox Live community.
Now, is it true you guys get to play games?
I guess so. That's what my wife says. But yeah, I mean, you can see we have to test all the games that we get in. Here's my listing of all the different games that have come out over the past couple months. And yeah, we have to go in and test these, and our users find all the different things that are right or wrong with a game, and then I kind of go in and play with them and kind of get a vibe for what's going on, so I can go back to the product and say, hey, you know what? People really like the voice thing, or this is kind of choppy, or the invite is kind of wonky, or whatever the feature is. I kind of bring that feedback back, and we've got such a passionate user base that it's really exciting to connect with them on a daily basis.
Awesome.
Now, as Nintendo starts to feel the heat, you might have a Switch that is, dare I say, $600-700, a Switch 2. Nintendo is monitoring the high RAM prices and the tariff impacts very closely, President Shinoto Fukawa says. He doesn't comment on the potential price increase, calling it hypothetical. Nintendo president says that the company is keeping close eye on the Switch 2 profit margin as the increase in memory prices and ongoing tariffs remain an ongoing issue in the industry. Now, a lot of these companies just don't want to shrink their projections on their money, so they forego any losses on their end and puts it off on the consumers. The same way Microsoft does it, the same way PlayStation does it, Nintendo is definitely going to do it. It's difficult to generalize fundamentally. We aim to address this by advancing component procurement over the medium and the long term. The president went on to note that the rapidly increases cost of RAM, mainly attributed to AI data centers buying up huge quantities of it, making supply scarce, is something that could become an issue if this continues. We procure from suppliers based upon our medium and long-term business plans, but the current memory market is very volatile, he explained. There's no immediate impact on earnings, but it's something that we must monitor closely. When asked if he could increase the prices depending on its future procurement costs, the CEO president said hypothetically, but he couldn't comment on it. Listen, be prepared for that to actually happen. It's not doom and gloom. It's just looking at the industry as a whole and seeing everybody do this. Well, that means it's around the corner. Call of Duty on the Switch 2 is imminent. A data mining claims Microsoft announced a legally binding 10-year deal back in 2023 to bring Call of Duty to Nintendo. And we have all been sitting back trying to figure out what the hell is going on. But what I found out and what's happening was that they were late getting Xbox and Microsoft the development tools necessary in order to make that happen. Microsoft had the team ready in place. Now, they got the development tools. They got the dev kits. They got everything that they need to make Call of Duty. And you know that is probably an absolute priority to get that running on that device. It runs great on the Xbox Series S, so it's going to run fantastic on the Switch. According to ex-user Reality, who data mined the current Call of Duty update and claimed to have found new code referencing Nintendo platforms, under the platform family section, joining existing entries like Sony, Steam, Microsoft, UB Connect, some Activision games are added to the Ubisoft Plus Premium last month, is reported to have new entry called Nintendo. It also adds a new entry called Platform Family to the account type section, adding NA Nintendo account to existing entries like Xbox Live, PSN, and Steam. The Reality suggested that the addition of Nintendo to the game code suggests that the announcement is imminent, perhaps during the presentation announcing new games. I believe that it's going to be talked about by Nintendo in February, and we're going to get a look at what Call of Duty looks like on the Switch 2. The last bastion of VR is doing the unthinkable. Meta was holding court when it came to VR. Well, right now, Meta has closed several studios, including Explosion Man Studio, Twisted Pixel, and Asgard's Wrath. at Sans Zora Games. Developers had started reporting it was laid off by the company. Meta has closed several of its VR studios, according to developers who announced today that they have been laid off. The New York Times reported on Monday that Meta is planning to cut around 10% of employees from its Reality Labs division, which works on products including Metaverse. All of this has everything to do with AI. Meta is pushing further and faster into AI, and Meta itself can't sustain or serve two bosses. It's either AI or VR. And Meta has taken the bait and went that way. More so than ever, the Steam Frame needs to come out to give developers a device that they can look to that can be a mass market device and be a mass market success in the VR area. Because I think if that doesn't happen, and if it doesn't gravitate and latch on to consumers, well, we're probably looking at AI killing VR and leaving VR as a footnote in gaming history. As the bloodbath continues in 2026, the industry is still rocked by massive layoffs from GameStop to Meta. Ubisoft is not immune to this. Ubisoft hits the division, Avatar Studios, and Massive Entertainment with layoffs. Around 55 roles could be affected. The studio remains focused on the future of the division. Ubisoft has announced and proposed organizational restructuring at the division and Avatar developer Massive Entertainment, which is said could result in 55 people losing their job. The proposed restructuring affects Massive's Malo and Stockholm studios and follows completion of the voluntary leave program, which launched last year, and finalize a long-term roadmap, which Ubisoft says provide clear visibility into the structure of the company and the capacity required to support the two studios and work with stability and sensibility over time. The Division 3 was announced 2023, but nothing from the game has been shown publicly. Recently, executive producer Julian claimed that the Division 3 will have a big impact as the Division 1. In addition, Division Massive is working on a game project focused on innovation and technology, which will reveal in the future date. They do have this new Division 2, like complete edition, ultimate edition, that I've seen posters and stuff around going with that. It's like an ultimate set, box set. I don't know what it means. I didn't get a chance to see a video on it or get any more new information on it. But as soon as I do get that, I will report that back to you guys because I'm a huge Division fan and player and lover. I used to love the Dark Zones and running around and extracting. I thought Dark Zones and that survival aspect of Division was really good. But it sucks to see anyone lose their job in this industry. All right, so again, layoffs, more layoffs in 2026. It seems to be some type of rift that's going on inside Xbox with Bethesda and, dare I say it, one of the devs of New Vegas. One of the lead devs from Fallout in New Vegas says Bethesda strayed away from the RPG's origins and they don't fully understand its roots. This is crazy. Chris Avellone believes the team at Bethesda wants to do their spin on Fallout and make that the norm. Bro, while all the Fallout games and games that the developer Bethesda Game Studios has made after acquiring RPG studios from the creator Interplay Entertainment in 2007, Fallout 3, Fallout 4, Fallout Shelter, Fallout 76 have proven to be popular with players. They also have been rather contentious. Many didn't like the more lighthearted comic tone of Fallout 4 and 76 in particular, and don't like that it carried over into Amazon ongoing Fallout TV show, now that it's in second season. While Fallout's former developer think of the RPG's direction has always been a bit of a mystery, though a new comment from the designer that worked on the 1998 Fallout 2 and served as a senior designer for Obsidian Entertainment in 2010, Fallout's New Vegas, and the DLCs, reveals his thoughts on the Elder Scrolls Studios' work with the franchises. The designer in question is Chris Avellone, known for his writing and design work on the aforementioned titles, as well as other famed RPGs like Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, Sith Lords 2, Divinity Original Sin 2, and Wasteland 3. When a fan asked what he thought about the speculation of that Bethesda hates Fallout, referring to how it used to be, he said this: I don't think Bethesda hate Fallout. I just don't think they fully understand its roots and arguably don't care. They own the franchise and they just don't want to do their spin on Fallout and make it the norm, he replied. This usually translates into a colorful, shallow theme park with some interested DLC expansions like Fall Harbor, Point Lookout, and I was one of those who liked the pit. Still, theme parks are fun for some folks. So people enjoyed it. That's fine with me. As for me, I don't hate Bethesda. There are some things they do well, open world exploration, and there's things they do badly, telling linear stories in open world games and their inability to understand how to use speech skill. He continued, but every developer has their pros and cons. Bro, I did not know that the beef was there. And you could say when you had it, it didn't glow up like this. You didn't get no TV shows. There was nobody checking for you. We purchased it and we took it to the next level, a place where you couldn't. And these dudes is like, yo, you don't come around the block no more. You straight Hollywood. This is crazy. I do apologize, but yo, this is crazy. Man, thank you for making it this far in the video. Now, in watching all these layoffs and this stuff, and this is just the first round of this stuff, I honestly don't like where this stuff is going. With Meta being the last bastion for VR, Asgard's Wrath is probably arguably one of the best franchises when it comes to VR. A fantastic game. And if that doesn't pull people in, I don't really understand what will. With Meta losing money daily, are they supposed to continue to lose money? I don't know. I don't know exactly what that entails, but I do think now and only now that Steam Frame is the only hope for VR to make it at least mainstream. With developer shift up saying that AI is going to be necessary in order to complete and compete up against the bigger entities in China and the US. I don't know what you guys feel about that or how you look at it. I look at it as get ready, because if Shift Up is a huge developer over in Korea, they're letting you know right off the rip, AI is going to be used in anything that we do over here. Now, for a long time, I waited to see what Call of Duty would look like, how it would run, what would be the logistics on the device known as the Switch 2. And with more and more leaks and more physical proof that the Switch 2 version of Call of Duty is imminent, I personally am ecstatic because of a couple of things. I think that Call of Duty damn sure needs to be on the Switch. Everybody gets a chance to play the campaign. You will see the campaign be played more. So that means that Xbox and Activision needs to make sure that the campaign stays active. And then you'll see more players engage in multiplayer with the maps. Considering myself, I'm not a true Call of Duty fan. I do like the story of it. That's about it. But at the end of the day, there are huge Call of Duty fans. And if this gives Microsoft and Xbox more revenue to invest more into DLC, to invest in, instead of making yearly updates to the game, like the next Black Ops, give it more time to breathe, to make a greater game when it does come out. I'm all for that. I'm for excellence in the space, and the space needs excellence. But this is Xbox Frontline News with your boy, The King. Now, if you liked anything that you've seen here, hey, hit that like, subscribe, share it out. Make sure you hit that notification bell because, hey, I told you, I go and drop videos daily, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Where there's news, you will find me. And where there's Xbox news, you will definitely find the king. But I want you to go where game is game and win is win. And don't think I don't know that we're playing Arc Raiders. Yeah, I got to get a team together. I want to go inside there. I want to go do that. And please make sure that you get your stuff, your free stuff from Arc Raiders. I saw 2 more things up there when I was playing today. But I'm going to, after I finish the Sekiro stuff, because I got 5 more hours to give you guys, then we're going to jump into Arc Raiders. Now, Arc Raiders is just a playthrough, but I want to play through with some members of the community. We can get at this and make it happen. But I want you to go where game is game and win is win. And try to play the Game Pass.